Hey, what's up? It's Ian Hart here with earthfittraining.com, backpainrelief4life.com, and mybackpaincoach.com. And today I'm going to go over a mobility program specific for squatting and deadlifting to get you prepared. Now, it might come across as a little bit different or something that you're not used to because we're going to be starting with the ankles. Most people, unless you're a trainer or a coach or a physical therapist, are not going to understand how the ankles are connected with the squat. But really, if your ankle is immobile, it's going to create tremendous problems down the road, all up the connective chain. Right? There's many times there's dysfunction in the ankles and the calves that ultimately lead to lower back pain. So remember, if you have a back pain issue, typically that's not connected with the specific issue in the back. It's connected above or below somewhere else. So once we get the body functioning properly, you'll notice that those pains tend to dissipate and disappear. So we're going to go right into it. We're going to be starting out with mobility of the ankles. So the first thing we're going to do is ankle circles. Right foot, if you need to hold on to something, you can while you do this. So big ankle circles. We'll do about 5 to 7 reps, change direction. Okay, you'll start to feel all the tendons and muscles around the ankle loosening up. And now we're going to do figure eights. Right, so big figure eights. This one might be tricky the first time you do it or the first few times, right? This is the farthest joint from the brain, or one of the farthest. Now we're going to change direction. So really you got to send all that information there to the ankle from the brain to do this movement. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Good, big circles all the way around. And now change direction. Good. And now figure eights. So you got to think about it, right? We're basically going into every range of motion on the ankle. Okay, now we're going to go back in the other direction. Okay, so now you should feel the joint loosened up. Now we're going to just loosen it up a little bit more. We're going to push out to the side, push to the inside, a few reps, push outside, inside, outside, inside. Now the other one, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Now we're going to do, put your toe down. If you need to prop it up a little bit, you can. All right, you're going to put your toe down, you're going to bounce. We're going to loosen up the front side of the ankle, then turn it out. All right, you're just bouncing a few times, turn it in. Right, so I'll turn this way so you can see it this way. The toes are down, facing back. I'm bouncing. All right, now I'm turning the ankle out, getting all the tendons, and now I'm turning the ankle in, and I'm just bouncing on it. All right, so now the ankle's pretty much completely loosened up. Feels great. This is going to help me squat better instantly. So now we're just going to do a little bit of loosening up of the knees, increasing proprioception of the knees. So we're going to just swing around a few times. All right, we got that loosened up. Now it's time for the hips. The hips are extremely tight typically on most people, and this is very important as we squat and deadlift. So the first thing we're going to do is just circles. Right? Try to keep it small and then increase the circle little by little. Try to make it bigger and bigger. Now we're going to change direction. Okay, now figure eights. So you're going to have to think about this a little bit, maybe the first couple times as well. If you need to hold on to something, that's fine too. Okay, now change directions. All right, now we're going to switch sides, circles. Okay, change direction. You might start feeling a little bit of burning in your hips when you do this. And that's basically activation of those tendons and muscles that you haven't used in a while. Small tendons around the hip rotators. Okay, change direction of the figure 8. This is also great for balance, which is great for right before doing the squat. We're actually going to do some balance movements as well. So now we've loosened up the hips. Okay, now we're going to go into deeper squat pattern movements. And I have this here because some people might not be able to get down to the floor for what we're going to do. So if you need to, you can use your stairs or something to that effect. And a lot of people could have trouble just getting down into position. So what we're going to do is stand with our feet over this stepper here. And now I'm going to bring my back straight, put pressure down with my hands, right, and get into the squat position. Okay, keeping the weight on the heels. And then from here, I'm going to bring one leg back, open up the hip, and then back to center. As your mobility gets better, you might be able to press down on the ground. It also depends on the mechanics of your own body, right? How long your torso is, how long your femur is, etc. So we're going to just do a few of these. You'll start to notice that your heart rate is going up a little bit as well, and it should go up in the next movement we do, which is going to now be raising one arm up, looking up at the hand, and then switching sides. Looking up at the hand, and repeat. One arm up. You'll start to feel it in your hips a lot here. Loosening up the hips. Again, we're not holding it for long because static stretching is not what we want right before squatting. This is a great warm-up. The more oxygen, synovial fluid, blood flow you get to the area, the better. All right. So, now you feel your heart rate going up. We're going to move on to the next thing here, which is a little bit more ankle mobility, but it's also good for the knees as well. So we're going to get down into a kneeling position here. We're going to sit back on our ankles, on our heels here. And we're just going to bring our body back as far as we can. Feel a little bit of a stretch, come back here. And you'll notice if this is very hard for you, you have an ankle mobility issue. So the more you do this, the more your ankle mobility will increase, the better everything will work in your body. Okay? So now we're going to go back again. We're going to just increase, if we can, even more, and then come back up. Okay, let's do that a couple more times. Coming back, you might feel stretching your quads here too. But really, this feels amazingly great. Right? You should feel loosened up. Okay, so now from here, this position, we're going to get on our toes and try to sit our butts on our heels. Right? I can do this now, whereas I couldn't do this, I don't know, a few months ago, let's say when I decided to start increasing my mobility for my squat, right? It was hard to get my butt down on my heels. So now I can sit back on my heels. So for some of you that can't do this, you're just going to rock. Same for this one. If you can't sit back on your heels all the way, you would just rock into this position or rock back a little bit further just to loosen up everything. So now in this position, same thing. We're going to try and rock back a little bit more. Okay? And now, from this position, we're going to get on all fours and we're going to rock back and forth. So if you notice something here, right, this is actually a primal movement pattern. All babies typically go through this phase where they just go into the rocking pattern movement. So this is very, very deep neurologically. This will fire up your nervous system dramatically, which will help for your squat patterns. Okay, so now we're up on all fours, rocking. Okay, So now from here, we're going to go ahead and stand up. And this might be challenging for many of you starting out. We can progress this one, but it's going to be a single leg squat, not fully single leg, especially starting out. So if this is new for you, you're actually going to use an assist. So I'll show you how that looks, right? You're going to have one leg back, and it's going to be kind of like a lunge. And then you're going to stand up. So leg back. You're assisting with that back leg. So let me show you from the side here. So I'm stepping back, and then I'm pushing up through this leg. This leg's assisting on the way up. All right, we're going to do a few reps here. I would say try doing at least 5 to 10 reps. Okay, so I'll show you what this looks like as you progress. This is just going to be no pressure down with this foot. I'm just doing single leg. Okay, let's switch sides. All right, and then eventually you can go up and down. All right, and now this is firing up all the muscles around your joints. Okay, do a few more reps. You can go all the way down if you need to. Again, this depends on the length of your femur, your tibia, how you're going to do with this movement as well. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we're going to sit into a deep squatted position. Again, this might be very hard for some of you to do who have very tight hips. All right, so sitting down, heels are on the ground, feet are flat, and then we're going to sit in this position, and now we're just going to rock in a circle around and around. Okay, and now in the other direction, around and around. Okay, now we're going to squeeze our knees into our elbows. Okay, and now we're going to push our elbows out towards our knees. All right? Okay, now that's just a great mobility program to do right before you squat or you deadlift. You'll notice right now I'm sweating a little bit. My heart rate's up. Now if you did other specific exercises to fire up the glutes, right? This can enhance your squatting as well. So this is Ian Hart with ankle, knee, hip mobility, as well as squat pattern correction and warm up before you go into your squat deadlift day. You can actually do this before any workout. It's going to be a great lower body warm up. Now, we have a full body warm-up, which you can check out too, which is on my YouTube video as well. I hope this helped. Thank you. This is Ian Hart with earthfittraining.com, backpainrelief4life.com.